What's a calm morning? Daisy, you're looking like a flower, typical African woman.
Yes, a flower.
Wow.
Daisy flower.
Daisy flower. And we'll
Yes.
be talking about the daisy flower. Really wonderful to have Ms. Daisy today on set. Today's topic may be a bit emotional, a bit calm, because as we know, every woman has that story of strength, but also others have stories of perseverance and stories of trying to deal with something. And today we are happy to have Ms. Daisy Wafula. She looks like the daisy flower. She's the founder of This Is Home. This is a space that welcomes people to manage their mental wellness through art, through creativity, through self-awareness and self-expression. Daisy, really wonderful to have you. We feel this is home, right?
Yes.
Wow.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you. Karibu sana. We've been seeing this is home, or digital, storytelling on your profile, on your site. What is This Is Home?
This is home where truth heals. So the base, the foundation is the truth. Just letting truth have a voice. That's it.
Letting truth have a voice. Wow.
Yes.
And we'll get back to that and get into details. But we see this Daisy now, the face of This Is Home. What has been your story? When you look back, what is that journey you've walked that has created a foundation to where you are today?
Strength, resilience, and just not giving up. That strength to fight on, never to give up. Yes, that has been the foundation of This Is Home.
Wow.
Yes.
And if someone is to ask you to, I meet you, Daisy, and I tell you, Daisy, so what do you do? How will you describe yourself? What is that line you'll use to describe your life journey and to describe what the things you're doing now?
I'm a creative, and I call myself a multi-passionate creative. But in my life, it has been a long journey.
Yeah.
I died somewhere, the creativity died somewhere. But yes, as I said, that's not giving up, the resilience. So it has been bugging me till it came to this point whereby I looked back. I went back inwards to look at all the things that I've gone through. All of us go through things in life.
Yeah.
I can't say there's someone who was born, they say they are born with silver spoons, yeah? There's nothing like that.
But they also have a story.
Yes, they have a story on that silver spoon.
Yes.
So everyone has a story, and each story is different. And some of the stories, to people, it's nothing. But to the individual, it is something big. Because when I look back at my life, I wasn't born in a very privileged family. And again, it was not a poor family.
You're hanging somewhere there.
Somewhere.
Yes.
So we managed.
Yes.
It was good. But you see, when I became an adult, I realized there were so many things that were wrong.
Yeah.
There were so many things that are holding me back. And I kept asking myself, why? And I couldn't find the answer. Till one day, I had to look back inwards, go back to the journey, and let truth have a voice. That is when I realized so many things had died in me, and it's time to resurrect them.
And we'll be talking about that resurrection because we looked at your brief and such an interesting story. But you're a creative, you're so artistic, even from the way you look. We can see a lot of art, in one shot. Who contributed towards this passion you have in art at early stages of your life?
I will say it's a talent. And talents, I believe they're from somewhere. It's a gene, yeah? But that gene needs to be nurtured. So I have nurtured it since I was young. And I wouldn't say I was helped so much to nurture it. Yes, my parents, my siblings played a little bit role here and there. But much of it was me, not allowing it to die. As much as I didn't have a name for it, That is very weird because I didn't have a name for it. People
But you're
saw
practicing
me.
it.
Yes, people saw me, still saw what I used to do, and they were like, "You're such a talented artist." But inside me, I was quietly saying, "No." So that voice kept on coming. So at some point it dies, and then again it comes back, it dies, it comes back. But it has always been inside. That is why when I said I went back inwards, I found it. It has always been there.
So how did this is home come to life? Because you're saying things kept rising, they died, they kept rising. I want to believe the moment that now this is home became, then that's the moment it came to life. How did it come to life?
The birth of This Is Home. It's a very emotional story, but yeah. My brother died. That was the first closest death I experienced. It broke me in so many ways because he wasn't sick. It just came from nowhere. And so when I was processing the death, I asked myself, why did he die? And the most painful part is he died on my birthday. Yes. So that brought so many questions. Why did he choose? No, I know he did choose. Yes.
Yeah, but why did it happen on your birthday?
On my birthday. And this is a boy who we share names.
What do you mean? The surname?
I'm a Luya. So from Luya we have these seasonal names.
Yes.
So he was called Simiu. I'm called Nasimiu. And he's one of those who people say we really look alike. So you see, it brought so many questions. I'm a deep thinker. I don't look at things on the surface. So I asked myself, what is this coincidence? Why is this coincidence? So as I was processing that death, even after we finished the burial and whatever, so I kept back asking myself, why did he die on my birthday?
Yeah.
I kept asking God, I'll not leave you until you answer me. Why did this boy die on my birthday? And I think he answered me. His death is my rebirth. As I said, so many things died in me. So when I was asking that, my brother died smiling. He used to be a smiling person all the time. So he died smiling. So even his mouth had to be soon closed. So I started joking and telling people, I want to die like him.
Yes,
so that
smiling.
my mouth is soon like him. Yeah. I know it sounds weird, but yes. Yeah. So as I said that, that is when I realized I think I've just been living, flowing with life, but not living what is inside of me. I was just living on the surface. Yes, I'm also a smiling person. When you meet people will tell you, I'm always smiling. Even they don't know if Daisy goes through troubles. Yeah, they think Daisy just has an easy life. But inside I was dead. So I was like, he was like, his smile looked like he was living his life. So I want to live that life. And to live that life.
Maybe he was communicating, telling you, my sister, I think, live your life. Look at me, I'm happy. Yes. Live your life.
I think that is that. So when he died, I think that message came so loud. So I had to go back inwards and started deep healing. And when I started deep healing, I went back to Daisy, who was the very passionate creative. Daisy who lived freely. Daisy who wants not to hold things inside, to let them have a voice. I'm a good storyteller, but those stories,
they were somewhere hidden and compressed.
Yes, they were not having
under
a voice.
Lock and key.
Yes, so when I was doing deep healing, I think that is the time now I let them out. And I realized healing begins when you look back inwards and let whatever is hurting you, the pains, and who you are, have a voice. That is the truth. When you face the truth. That is how This Is Home.
Wow. There's this saying, they say, there's always a positive in every negative. You were mourning, but yes, it was what is it called? Recognition moment for you.
Yes,
to know that you needed to do this. Of course, people look at art and they think art is just drawing. But as you explain
misconception.
It, as you're explaining it, it's like art allows you to express that you can't speak about.
Very true.
And can anyone who is non-artistic like yourself immerse themselves and talk through art?
Yes. Art is not for the artists. We artists do the extra. But there's art that everyone was born with. I always ask people, what was the first thing you did when you were learning, as a toddler?
Scribbling.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Yes, we are always scribbling, markers, doing things that don't
Those
even
are the
make
first
sense.
thing your parents buy for you.
That's
Colors.
very interesting.
You were scribbling on the walls,
Yes,
the floor, everywhere.
yes.
You are an artist. So now everyone is an artist. But some of us nurtured it to become a talent. But every other person is carrying that artist part in them. Nature teaches us. Everything is art.
It is, brother. Look around.
Yes.
Everything is art.
Everything is art. So
You're
art is
very
not
right.
just drawing names. So art is not, the art that I'm bringing to This Is Home is not about talent. It is about giving, it's just expression. There are some things we're holding back. And when you get paper or you're just doing any art, it brings it out without even you knowing. It just brings it out. Art is a way of expression where words cannot come out.
Yeah.
So art helps you to express that. That is
still
the
stuck.
art
Indeed, we are all artists. We started creating some meaning that was not here or there.
Yes.
Very interesting. So
that is why we are going back. This is home we are going back to that.
To the basics.
Not thinking so much about it, just letting it flow.
Yeah.
Without thinking of perfection, without thinking, what is this I am doing? Without thinking, what will the people think I have done? Just letting go.
So when people walk into This Is Home space, and we've seen some of your events, how do you manage them? Because as you say, people come from different places. Maybe some are professional artists, some are not. What is that process? Maybe pick for us one event that you've done and describe to us when people come to you, when people come to This Is Home. What do they expect? What do they do?
You've told me to pick one event.
Yes.
I will pick the very first event, the soft launch. I just invited people. I told them, come experience. I'm starting something called This Is Home. Come and experience it. And people knowing me, they know I'm very good at art. And yes, there's some writing there. We'll experience some art. So, people have been doing this sip and paint. So people came with that idea, this is a sip and paint. But shock on them.
There wasn't any sipping?
There was nothing.
Wow.
Like that.
Yeah.
So to take you through that event, people walk in and, they don't know what exactly they're coming to experience. They're just coming. So I want people just to come and feel at home, Don't come with so much expectation. Expectation sometimes breaks us more. Instead of building us, it breaks us more. So don't come with so much expectation. Just come. When you hear home is a space where there's that peace. So as they walk in, I want them to feel that peace. I want them to feel connected with the rest of the people who are there. I want there to be genuine laughter. People are not forcing anything, just to feel at home.
Are people allowed to get emotional and let it out?
Yes. So first they come not knowing that. So when they come, they're just there. And the connection starts from just the moment they step in. Just that space. And as we go on the activities, we do the art. I pick the very simplest. As I've said, art is not about the talent. Mine I can do to the extreme, but I allow them just to do the simplest that even themselves do not expect. They do the simplest of art, and in that, they open. The art takes them back in, and they open up. So it is a doorway. Art is a doorway for you to go back in to that voice that has been kept silent inside there. So art helps you to open it up.
So do you give them like guiding questions? I'm trying to imagine, maybe you have a signature question that you ask, paint for us that picture.
It's not a signature question. Yeah. Every event has its own question, depending with, when I'm preparing such an event, it's an emotional event. It is very hard. I won't say it is easy. It's very hard because I have to go through all those emotions because you don't know who is coming. I have to go through all those emotions. I have to imagine all these people who are coming. And I must have that at my subconscious mind. So as they're walking in, they are allowed to. So as we do the art, there's a part after art telling the story. That art that you did gives you voice now. You have given whatever was silent inside you a voice. So now you're just voicing it out now with words. And that paired with the art that you did, does marvelous healing. People are allowed to cry. People are allowed to
people break down.
Oh.
And are people willingly now give the story of what they've done?
Yes, they do it willingly. After you have expressed it on whatever art that you are doing, whether paper or whatever art that we are doing, after you have expressed it there, you no longer feel like holding it back. We don't force people to talk. It is a safe space where...
Voluntary, if you want to share your story.
You want to share. The funny thing, everyone shares their story. At the end of the day, everyone wants to share their story.
And when people are sharing these stories, Daisy, you have a story of your own, your journey that led to This Is Home. When you see other people sharing their story, you as the moderator who is the backbone of such an event, does it take you back to, your most emotional moments? Does it take you back to you asking yourself more questions, or you feel satisfied that now this is home? You see the beauty of creating This Is Home.
Yeah, it takes me back to those emotions. It takes me back to my pain. And also it opens up other pains that maybe I've not even faced. So I like to call This Is Home is a community healing space. Pain, when it's isolated, it becomes too much. But when it's shared, it becomes less. So when people are talking their stories, even me, I relate with that. But others, I'm like, wow, even I had not thought, I think I've ever gone through that, but I had not thought about it. So again, I start thinking about that. But at that point, I don't even think so much. I am listening. I'm a very good listener. I think that is why God gave me this purpose, to create a safe space for people just to talk. So I listen and I feel all the emotions with them. I don't force the emotions. They just come. Mm-hmm. I feel with them. I'm a deep empath. I feel with them through the stories. And at the end of it, I am carrying all those stories.
Wow. Yes. And how do you ensure that even within that space, as people are sharing, then it doesn't become judgmental? Because I want to imagine maybe that people meet that they know each other.
Yeah.
What are some of those guidelines or things that you do to make sure whatever is shared there remains there?
One, I start by sharing my story so that they feel so safe. It's not I'm just listening to their story. I also have stories. So it starts by me. I give my story and I become as vulnerable as possible. I cry, I laugh. Those stories sometimes in pain, there's also laughter in pain. And so when they share, I give them the assurance that it's just sharing here. No, the walls do not have ears in This Is Home. Yeah. So we just share. It's just you to unburden yourself and let it there. For those, some of it's funny when we give our pain voice, our stories voice. After you let it out, you no longer fear whether it will be told or not. It's not that we're going to retell the stories, but some of them...
It's like a bubble you've busted and you feel free.
You feel free.
Uh-huh.
So whether it will be retold somewhere or not...
You are at peace.
You're
peace. Free.
You are free. That is the beauty of letting that story out. Letting the truth speak. You're no longer afraid of it. But I'm not saying we'll retell the stories, but yes, some of us allow, because this is stories, as I said, when healing is shared, when stories are shared, that is where deep healing occurs. So some of these stories will, with permission of the people who told the stories, will come sometimes as This Is Home is building, to retell those stories. But yes, we assure them that whether if you want your stories to be retold later, it's okay. But for now, it's just you. It's not about the story being heard somewhere else. It's just about you letting it out. Mm-hmm. Speak it.
Yeah.
Give it a voice and let it out and be free.
Wow.
Be at
freedom.
Peace. Yes.
Freedom and peace of everything.
Yes.
And of course, mental illness, mental struggles, it still remains a very sensitive topic, especially in our communities.
Yes.
Now you're in that space. Having walked this journey to where you are now, have you faced any misunderstanding, maybe from the spaces or when you try to describe to people what you do and inviting them in, or even just resistance? Have you had such challenges?
Yes, of course. As you have said, mental issues are very sensitive, are very still stigmatized. Yeah, people are still in the spaces where when I speak out my story, people will judge me. So people are very closed with their stories. But yeah, I encourage them, just telling them my story, how I feel, the peace I feel after I let my stories loose. Yeah, I used to keep quiet to myself. As I've said, I'm a storyteller, but I used not to tell my stories. I used just to, go with the flow where people are talking and I could just flow with them. But my deep stories, as I was doing deep healing, I realized there are very tiny things that you assume, but they're building something big as you grow.
There's some distraction that is building up, but you don't realize it.
You don't realize. So when we start speaking, those are things, again, what makes mental health not so accepted by people is shame.
And stigma.
Not even stigma.
No, shame.
It is the shame. People have not realized that. It is the shame.
People knowing my story. People judging me.
People judging me.
People thinking I'm crazy. People thinking I'm extreme.
Okay, this is a small thing. If I tell people it is holding me back, they'll think I'm stupid. Or they'll think you don't want to leave,
Yeah.
But to you, it is something holding you back. So we are letting loose shame. We want to let loose shame.
We are shaming shame.
We are shaming shame. That is.
We are shaming shame.
Yes.
Wow.
Because that is what is holding people back.
Yes.
Yes. And I experienced that. This is home was born from a lived experience.
What? Is it something you can share?
Yes. There are many stories, but I'll just a few. As I've said, I'm a creative. But when people are telling me you're an artist, I told you, inside I was saying, nah, I don't believe that. And you see, that was something holding me back. And I kept on asking myself, why? Why am I not doing what people are seeing?
And everyone is seeing, but you're not seeing it.
Yes, I am not seeing it.
And it's not a coincidence that everyone else is seeing it.
Yes, every other person who you have seen me, you're just like, yes, this is art. But inside me, I was like, no, this right now I'm doing it very consciously after I healed. But before that, I used just to smile and say, okay, that is what you're seeing. But that is not my truth. But yes, and I realized the things that have been holding me back is way back from my childhood, how my art was taken. The funny thing, there's no one in our family who does art. I'm the only one. So people did not understand it.
And back then, you tell people you want to explore career in art. People, what do you mean? You can just draw at home.
Yes.
No, you need to be a doctor, you need to be a teacher, you need to be this and that.
So you see those small things. Those are the small things I'm talking about. Very small that people assume. But they're building something. So you see, at that time I didn't bother. Okay, you tell me, I continue drawing and throw that paper and continue, But when I become an adult, you see now they're holding me back because there are those voices at the back that used to tell me, art is nothing.
What is art?
Art is just play.
You cannot earn a career out of art. What do you mean?
Art is just play.
Yeah.
Art is not something serious. So when you tell me I'm an artist, I'm like, okay, what do you mean? It was nothing, yeah? So why are you telling me I am an artist?
Yes.
So until when I went back inside, I was like, no, this is my truth. I am an artist. I am a creative. And if I use that, it gives me peace. It should no longer be a burden. It was a burden, believe you me. Because you see, people are telling me I'm an artist, and yet inside me, I'm not. Even if I produce something, and as I've said, I'm a multi-passionate creative. I do everything in art. I draw, I can paint, I can stitch. All this I stitch.
Wow.
I create. But you see, I was just doing it So because I'm doing this.
Yeah, with no purpose.
Yes, with no purpose,
Yeah.
exactly. Yes,
With no
no purpose. So that was what was hurting me, because I was doing without purpose. And yet, I think this is a purpose God created in me, to use art. So you see, it was a very painful burden. But when I let it out, I'm like, the truth spoke. I'm like, this is me.
Wow.
Whatever those things people are saying, art is not serious. No.
And you seem happy. How you
Very.
describe it, you seem very happy
Yes.
and very proud.
Very. It is
Wow.
something that I feel home with.
So we want to make you feel more home. And Her Memoir, we have some cards here. Okay. What's your favorite color?
Yellow.
I thought so.
But I'm not a Kamba.
So I'll ask you to just pull out one card. Whichever card. They're the same. They're all yellow. Then you give it to me. Oh, wow. You hold spaces for other people. Who holds the space for you?
Whoa. I asked myself that question sometime.
Really?
Yes. But yes, I have answers. As I said when I started deep healing,
Yeah.
you don't do it alone. Alone you cannot.
You
That
walk
is
the
where-
journey with someone.
Yes, that is why I'm creating this space where there's connection, you know?
Yeah.
You do it with the people. But the first thing I'll say, who holds spaces for me? It is God. God is the one who created me with this purpose in me.
Yeah.
He's the one who has watched and held my hand
Yes.
through all this pain till where this is home was born. So he knows the story. So I created a more personal relationship with God, whereby when I feel there's so much going on in me, I learn to stop, talk to God, ground myself and ask him, what do you mean with this? What is the reason for this? And he gives me answers. That is one. Two, as I've said, this is home is a space where we value connections. So I talk. I've learned to talk these days. I don't keep quiet with my very little things. Those people who met me like 5 years ago and meet me now, they'll be surprised because I talk more of my stories, not people's stories. The stories that I used not to talk to.
Now you
Today
talk
I don't have
about
fare and I'll just proudly tell you, today I don't have fare. You know, with a smile.
Yeah.
Because I don't fear. It is the truth. I'm just letting out the truth. And then another thing, I do therapy. As people still are very...
Yes. You know, when you do therapy,
Yes.
people think you're psychotic or
Very true.
you've lost it.
But that is not it. Therapy, these are professionals who just guide you to let it out. So I do a lot of therapy.
Wow.
And again, I've learned to be kind to myself, to listen
To the inner voice.
to the inner voice. I am hurting. So I have to accept that I'm hurting. That is the first step. I accept I'm hurting. So then the next, I'm looking for God, I'm looking for therapy, I'm looking
You look
for friends.
for solution.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Beautiful. Tell me your next favorite color.
I'll pick this.
This is navy blue, royal blue.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. Let's see what question is there. Oh, wow. Beautiful. You carry people's emotions. Is there a time when carrying other people's emotion felt heavy? And how did you manage it?
Yes. I have said I am a deep empath. So I've been carrying people's stories.
Yes.
From long time ago, before even this is home. I used to carry people's stories. I realized I don't know how to call it, but people used to come to me with their stories, strangers or friends. People felt safe telling me their stories. Not because I provide solutions, but because I listen. I don't have solutions, but I listen. So I've been carrying those stories. And when I did the first event of This Is Home, the soft launch, hey, the stories were deep. I carried all those stories, but I told myself, as I continue with This Is Home, I'll not be carrying all these stories. I'll not be carrying all these emotions. I'm a human.
True.
I will break.
There's a much you can carry.
Yes,
Yeah.
I will break. So what I did, I started bringing in professionals in This Is Home. Every event, I make sure we have 1 or 2 professional counselors, professional psychologists, or those people who are in the mental space, who are doing it as a job.
To take it to the next notch. And
So as much as I'm listening, so whoever has a problem that needs further help, they're there. Not me, because I'm not a professional. I'll say this without fear of judgment, that I'm doing This Is Home and I'm not a professional mental
therapy
health expert.
Exactly.
Yeah, mine is from instinct. What
And
emotions?
it's from art.
Yes, from
You help
art,
people to bring it out, but someone else now needs to manage once it is out. Beautiful.
Yes.
What is your other favorite color?
We go to, I don't like red so much, so I'll skip red. We go to that deep green. Yeah.
Okay.
We go to the last one.
To the last one. Let's see what is here. What is that moment that reaffirmed your purpose?
Oh, that is beautiful. I love that question. You know, that day after I was doing deep healing and I told myself, I'll live my truth, I live my peace, I live smiling.
Yes.
That is when purpose spoke to me. For the first time, I felt I'm ready to live my purpose. As I said, I was living my life. I was just living, flowing with life, yeah? But now I felt, this is it. And that is when the word was whispered to me. This is home, where truth heals. And it was not for me only. Yes, it started with me, but I also wanted to share it with the rest of the world.
Very powerful, very powerful. And if you're to speak to the younger Daisy today, what will you tell her?
I'll give her a hug. That is the first thing I'll tell her. I'll do to her. I'll give her a hug and tell her, you are strong. Your resilience has borne a purpose.
Yeah.
So whatever you are doing, whatever you are going through, was not in vain.
It was worthwhile.
It was worth it. It was so worth it. And it has reached here where now we are living the purpose. The young Daisy was very broken, was living in pain that people didn't see.
Because she was always smiling.
Always smiling. That smiling face ever. I was called smiling machine. So, but she was not living her life. But that smile, I'm glad that it kept me going. So I'll tell her, whatever we did, it was still beautiful.
Amen to that.
Yes.
And if you're to pick a symbol, Daisy, that best represents you, what will be that symbol?
A daisy flower.
Why?
Of course.
A daisy flower. Why a daisy flower?
You know, I am a teacher and I do teach art. So in my classes, I tell my students, embrace your name.
Even the bad ones that our parents gave us, some
go ask them why
like
they gave you.
Go
ask them why they gave you that name. To you, it might be a bad name,
but
they had
must
a
be
reason.
A meaning.
God spoke to them to give you that name. I believe that because when you ask my mother why she named me Daisy, she told me she had someone called Daisy and she thought it was a beautiful name. But see what it has been born.
Daisy flower blooming.
Yes, blooming through pain, blooming with courage. You know, daisy flowers, they say, they don't just die easily. They'll open up in the morning, in the evening they close back. Tomorrow morning again, they open up. They do that for a very long time.
They understand that, you know, when you I'm just trying to be artistic. When you think about it, if you say they close, they open. They know when it is safe to open up.
Yes.
They know when it is not very safe, they need to close.
Yes.
They go with the seasons.
Yes.
That's very interesting.
That is Daisy.
The daisy flower.
So I am living that name.
Wow.
I tell people I am living that name. When I did the deep healing, I embraced that name in all its meaning, in all its beauty,
yes,
in all its, just what it's carrying. So Daisy is a flower.
You look like a flower. So what next for This Is Home, Daisy? It's a new year. What should people expect from This Is Home?
This Is Home started as a project, but where it has reached, it's no longer a project. It's a movement.
Wow.
And a movement is big.
It is. Movements are big, definitely.
Yes, movements are big. As you've said, mental health is not so it's not so received positively in our communities. That is what I want This Is Home to change.
To change the perception, to create more awareness and change the perception.
To create more awareness that mental health is not being psychotic.
It's being normal. It's a process.
Being normal.
Yes.
God created us with all these emotions. He was not wrong.
True.
That is what makes us human.
And that's why This Is Home exists.
But when we shame some of these emotions, when we hide some of these emotions, that is where mental health becomes a problem, where mental issues become big. So This Is Home is a space where I want, as we continue growing, just to make people aware of all the emotions that they are going through, to make people aware that there is safe space for us to let it out, to make people understand that healing cannot be isolated. Don't do it alone. Don't carry it alone. Do it with the people. It becomes easier. And it frees you, believe you me. Yeah? Myself, I've gone through that. Yeah? And I've seen those who have gone through the event and they keep on asking me, when is the next one? When is the next one? Because they know the freedom they got from that. They walked in not knowing what to expect. They walked in closed with their stories. They walked in with their pains that they were hiding. But when they left, even after speaking only one story, we don't have time to give all the stories. Mm-hmm. Someone just gave one story of their life. We have so many stories, but just one story of their life. It gave them that peace. So you can imagine if they do it over and over and over.
I'm trying to imagine, I see, of course, I came from the NGO world corporate sector, and I see they do this mental wellness, but it's always people come and they just give you a talk.
Yes.
How can such institutions reach out to you? And what is that guarantee? What is that transformation you can tell them? How different will you do it from the rest?
Yes, This Is Home is unique in its own way. Because here we're not just about to talk. We're not about just giving you awareness. We are giving you ownership. We are giving you ownership on this story. Not just hear it from people. Yes, we hear it from people, but own your story. That is the uniqueness of This Is Home. And how do we do that? Because we're incorporating art, we're incorporating connection, we're incorporating the Daisy. I said I'm living Daisy.
Yes.
There's beauty in everything.
Wow.
That is the thread that is holding all these things.
Even in that pain, there's beauty.
There's beauty in every other thing. Whether it's pain, whether it's joy, whether it's anything, there's beauty that comes out of that. And most of the time, mental issues come from pain. But people forget even joy can bring you.
Exactly.
Because they're heavy emotions.
Yeah.
So we want to bring all this together where they can sit on the same table. Pain and joy. As I listen, when we are doing these events, you listen to the stories. In between, we are crying, all of us. It's a safe space. So when someone starts telling their stories and they're crying, we all cry. And in the middle of crying, we crack a joke and we all laugh. Like we forget that there was pain that was being told here. So they sit on the same table. This is the difference I'm bringing. We want to put all this on the same table. Joy, pain, and beauty. Let them coexist.
Freedom.
Yes, and that brings freedom.
Exactly.
And peace.
And peace.
Yes.
Wow. Now I wish to invite my co-host to take you through the next session, which is also very, very fun. And we're looking forward to see. We've not done anything mental wellness, so very keen to see how you pick up the next session.
Okay, Miss Daisy, your story is so inspiring, and I like what you've done with mental health. I'm not someone who likes speaking about my mental health, but the way you do it, you actually gave me the courage to do that, and I'm thankful for that.
I'm so glad it achieved its purpose.
Yes. Okay, so we can just move to our last two sections. It's called the power seat. And my first question to you would be, to the woman silently struggling with her mental health, what would you say to her?
Simple. Come home. It's simple because coming home is not it's not a must to come to this space. When you hear about it and you follow the stories, it makes you come home to yourself. Don't struggle alone. If you feel you need help or you feel you want to be part of this, come to This Is Home. But I'll advise them, start with yourself. Come home to yourself. Yes.
I want to come home too. Okay, to the younger Daisy who didn't yet have language for her pain, what would you tell her now?
I'll tell her, do not be ashamed of your truth. Okay. Do not be ashamed of your truth. Because that is what was the pain that carried through.
Yes.
Because I was ashamed of my truth. And I listened to people who art is not something you can do. Art is this, that. I feared talking about my little pains, very little. I've said about those little pains that we assume. So just speak everything out. Yeah. So I'll tell young days, don't be afraid of speaking your truth. Yes. Be home with your truth. Yes.
Okay. To families and communities that still stigmatize mental wellness, what truth must they hear?
That mental issues are not an embarrassment. We have gone through them. There's nothing we can do to change that, you know? There's nothing we can do to change what has happened. It has already happened. So what to do is to accept it and start from there. It happened, so what next? And what next comes after you have accepted the truth. I lived it. It was maybe my mistake. I did it. Sometimes it's the mistake of other people. So you accept it. And accepting it, the Bible tells us, I'm sorry to quote this, forgive and forget.
Yes.
And it's very hard as a human being to forgive and forget. But I've realized when I started This Is Home and myself going back to myself, being home with myself, forgiving and forgetting is very easy. The other day I was in a therapy session and my therapist asked me about, I go back to my childhood because I'd gone already through that story and I'd gone through the pain, relieved the pain, cried so much, got migraines about it and forgot. So again, we're doing a story and then she mentioned again, can you go back to that story where it started? I told her, the funny thing, I have forgotten that story. Exactly. So I realized, yes, forgiving and forgetting is very easy. It's only that we have been taught by our problems. We cannot forgive and forget. We'll only forgive, but we'll not forget. But we need to forget.
Yes.
But you can only forget if you go back to it. Go through all the emotions that you went through at that time. Feel the pain. Blame the person, but move away from that. So stop the blame. Accept that it happened. They did it. Whatever reason they had for doing that, leave it. You have your peace. Yeah. Come home to yourself. Now, this is me. This is my life. So do not accept things to pile. That is what causes the mental issues that we are seeing. Because people are not forgiving and forgetting. And even forgiving yourself. You know, when I talk that, people think it's just forgiving others. Forgiving yourself for doing whatever you did. You see, you asked me about younger days. Younger days did so many mistakes. Trying to balance life, you know? Yeah. Trying to understand myself, trying to understand the society, trying to understand life. I did so many mistakes. And if I could not forgive myself, I could not be here. I could be another mental case somewhere. True. Because I'd reached a breaking point. I was telling people I was at a shutdown. This close to complete shutdown. People didn't know because still I was smiling. See, that is the sad thing about mental issues. Yeah. On the outside, you look okay. But in the inside, you're dying. So I was this close to shutdown that no one realized. But thank God I went back inwards and faced it and brought out the truth. And that is why I'm here. So people should not be afraid. People should not stigmatize mental issues because we all go through things. The stories are different. but we still go through things.
Very true.
Yes.
Okay, that was such a good answer. Okay, to the world, what do you want your story to teach about healing and humanity?
Humanity. We are all humans. It starts from there.
Yes.
We are all human. And I said, God was not wrong to build in us or to create in us all these emotions. He had a reason. So what I want people to know or to feel is that let us accept that we were created with all these emotions, but let us use them positively. When we started the talk earlier, she mentioned where everything has a good and a bad.
True.
So can we see beauty in pain?
Yes.
That is humanity now there. Beauty in pain. Yes.
Okay. So we move to the next section, which is her memoir in one line. If your life were a book, what would the title be?
If my life was a book,
Yes.
what would the title be?
Yes.
Wow. That is an easy and a difficult question at the same time. Yeah. The title, I've never thought of that question. I think I'll give it.
I feel like it would be something to do with a daisy.
Yes, that is what is. I'm trying to run away from Daisy, but it's still coming back. You know, as I said, I embrace Daisy in everything.
Yes.
And when I talk about Daisy, I've explained the flower. It has beautiful colors. And again, the meaning of just it closing and opening. So that is how my life has been. Those closed moments. And again, I find strength to open up and continue. Again, life beats me. I close again. And then again, continue. I open up. So I think I'll just call it Days.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, that's a good name. Yeah. If your life were a memoir, what would the title of this current chapter be?
Just the name of this project. This is home where truth heals. Yeah.
True. And I love the way you actually came up. It just speaks a lot. From the
Yes.
name, it speaks enough.
Because when you just think of home, so home is not just that building.
Yes.
Here we're not talking about that building. We are talking about you feeling at peace with every part of your life. Everything that happens to you and bringing beauty. We beautify our homes, right? We make sure it is beautiful. So that is what I want people to experience. Beauty in everything that they are going through.
Okay.
Yes.
What single phrase best sums up your journey of courage, service, and leadership?
Courage, service, and leadership.
Yes.
Wow. How can I sum it all? Because it is so
I know.
long. So I don't know how to summarize it to one sentence. Yeah.
I feel like it would be something along the lines of, this is home.
Yeah.
Or, where truth heals.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But maybe just beauty, courage, truth.
Actually, yes.
Yeah, I can sum up
art
all that
somewhere
in that.
there.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Beauty, courage. When I talk about beauty, it is art. This art, I was asked, this art, how am I using it? It is the beauty. Art is. I said, art is everything, and everything is beautiful. God created everything very beautiful. So yes, the art that brings out the beauty in the truth, in the connections, in your courage just to live that truth. That is how I'll sum up everything.
Okay.
Yes.
What emotion do you want listeners to feel when they finish hearing your story?
Emotions.
Or emotion?
Or emotion.
Yes.
Peace. After going through all those emotions, finish with peace.
True.
And freedom. Yes.
And I can attest that after we had the event, I was very peaceful.
Oh,
Yes.
I like to hear such testimonies because they they affirm my purpose. They affirm the purpose of this is home. So thank you for saying that.
Okay, so to our last question. How do you want history to remember Daisy Wafula?
I want history to remember me as a person who brought healing in a different way. Healing as a beautiful thing, not something to shy away, not something to hide behind. Yeah, just something healing, because we need healing. As I said, whichever life that has been, whatever story that your life has, there are pains, there are joys, and every other thing inside there, a mix of everything. So I want people to experience healing as a whole, as a beautiful thing. And art brings it out in a beautiful way. Art brings it out in a beautiful way. So I want history to remember that that I brought healing in a beautiful way. Just that.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I just want to say I love the fact that you don't only focus, mostly these days people tend to focus on women's mental health more than men, and I love that you actually equalize.
Yeah.
The fact that during the event there were men there, they were all talking about their stories, and that was very beautiful.
That was one thing that affirmed my purpose. Even when I was thinking of This Is Home, yes, as you've said, we have been taught it's women who, and I think it's because people think women are weak. We speak our stories anytime we want. No, it's not because we are weak. It's because we are strong. Strong to let out our stories. But yes, I thought of just doing women. Even if I go back to my notes where I started, I was writing This Is Home, giving space to women, women. And then when I did the event, the second event where I invited all, and some men came, told their stories. They were very vulnerable, and I was like, no, I don't need to close a small circle. This Is Home should be for everyone. Women, men, children, youths, whichever age. Yeah? Because we all go through things. We assume children don't go through things. They do. As I've said, I'm a teacher and I teach the younger age. I have seen these children have a lot. They just don't have a voice or a language to it. So we need to teach them to have that. Yeah? So yes, This Is Home, where truth heals, is for everyone.
I would love to invite our host back, so that we can have a few, words and a parting shot for our episode today.
Miss Daisy, I think this was one of our most calm, peaceful episode that gave us freedom. And I'm sure it has given a lot of our communities online and offline freedom. And we are happy you've reminded us that healing doesn't always come with noise. At times, it will arrive quietly through art and in a safe space. This Is Home is doing commendable work. Please, Ms. Daisy's This Is Home contacts are on our screen. You can always reach out, follow their channels. As Ms. Daisy has said, it's a space where it gives you peace, it gives you freedom, but it also gives you community, because it is a movement with people, different voices. This has been another beautiful episode of Her Memoir. Very grateful to Daisy Wafula, This Is Home founder, and my co-host, Chelsea. She doesn't support Chelsea team though. She supports, Liverpool, some weird teams. Until next time, same place, same time. Find your peace. Find your freedom. Please bloom and bloom and bloom. Thank you.